What if I told you there's now an AI that can do the work of an entire development team faster, cheaper, and without taking a coffee break? Sounds impossible, right? Here's the crazy part. It's not science fiction. It's already here. And Google just made it free. Google has quietly unleashed one of the most disruptive AI tools yet, and it isn't just another flashy demo or hype announcement. It's live, it's running, and it's capable of reshaping how software is written, tested, and shipped. The tool is called Jules 2.0, and it isn't your typical AI assistant that spits out code snippets. This thing is an always-on, autonomous teammate that can dive into massive projects, understand their full context, catch problems before you even notice them, and keep working in the background while you focus elsewhere. Think about that for a second. A coding agent that never sleeps, never gets bored, and doesn't need onboarding. Whether you're a solo developer trying to build your first app or part of a team maintaining complex enterprise software, Jules is built to slot directly into your workflow and stay there. At its core, Jules 2.0 was designed with a deceptively simple vision: eliminate the grunt work for developers so they can focus on strategy, creativity, and high-level problem solving. But with version 2.0, Google didn't just refine a few features. They packed in a full arsenal of tools: AI-powered code reviews, integrated pull request management, automated testing, environment snapshots, even real-time web browsing for documentation. And all of this is tied together inside a single seamless platform, so you're not juggling endless tabs and apps. Now, if you're already thinking, okay, cool, but will it also make me coffee while writing my code? The answer is no, at least not yet. But it might just save you enough hours that you'll finally have time to brew your own. Here's where it gets really wild. When Google calls Jules an AI coding agent, they mean it literally. This isn't about copy-pasting snippets. It can clone your entire code base into a secure cloud environment and start making proactive updates in real time. Stick around, because the way this works under the hood might be the single biggest leap in coding we've seen in decades. Section 2, the core functionality, how Jules 2.0 works. So what exactly makes Jules 2.0 so different from every other coding AI you've heard about? Let's strip away the hype and get into the mechanics. Most AI coding assistants today act like helpful sidekicks. You ask for a snippet, they hand it to you. Jules, on the other hand, is more like a full teammate. When you assign it a task, it doesn't just hand you a few lines of code, it spins up an entire secure virtual machine inside Google Cloud, clones your whole code base, and starts processing everything in context. That means it actually understands the structure of your project before making changes. And here's where it gets clever. Jules doesn't just wait for you to feed it instructions. It's designed to be both reactive and proactive. If you want, you can set it up to run automated updates, perform code health checks, or even fix issues it detects before you've spotted them yourself. It can log progress in real time, and if you prefer, even deliver spoken word summaries of what it's accomplished. So you or your team can literally listen to a quick update while grabbing lunch. Imagine being deep into feature development while Jules is quietly scanning your dependencies for vulnerabilities, running background tests, or preparing documentation references, all without interrupting your flow. It's not just saving time, it's protecting you from those, oh no, why didn't we catch this earlier moments that plague every development cycle. But here's the kicker. Every change Jules makes comes with explanations. Instead of blindly rewriting sections of code, it will tell you why it adjusted a function, optimized a loop, or flagged a potential performance issue. For developers who've ever wished for a digital senior engineer peeking over their shoulder, this is about as close as it gets. Of course, the question becomes, how does this translate into real workflow improvements? Because features are cool, but workflow is everything. And that's where the next part comes in. Jules 2.0 doesn't just plug into your repo, it transforms the way you handle pull requests, merges, and task management. Section 3, pull requests and snapshots. Let's dive into the first real-world game changer, pull requests. If you've worked in any collaborative dev team, you know this dance. Jumping between your IDE, GitHub, Slack threads, maybe even some clunky internal tool, every little switch drains focus and momentum. Jules 2.0 compresses that entire routine into a single space. You can open, review, and merge pull requests directly inside the platform. No browser shuffle, no copy-pasting commit links into chats, no wait, which branch are we looking at again? Confusion. It centralizes the entire process. And while that might sound like just a minor ergonomic improvement, think about the bigger picture. A team making dozens of merges per sprint suddenly saves hours of mental context switching. That's a silent productivity boost you feel after the very first week. But here's where Jules really shows it, understands developer pain. Environment snapshots. Picture this, you pause a project Friday evening. By Monday, you're not only fighting weekend brain fog, but also dependency hell. Wait, did we upgrade this package? Why does it work on your machine but not mine? Sound familiar? With environment snapshots, Jules captures the entire state of your dev setup. Dependencies, VM configuration, settings. You can freeze it, test something risky, switch projects, then roll everything back exactly as it was. It's like having a time machine for your workspace. No wasted hours, no accidental upgrades breaking half the project. And because task planning is the beating heart of any agile workflow, Jules 2.0 brings in real-time interactive planning. Priorities change by the hour in fast-moving teams, and usually that wreaks havoc on sprints. With Jules, you can reshuffle dependencies, deadlines, and deliverables directly in the platform without blowing up everyone's schedule. Then comes the subtle but genius touch, integrated web browsing for documentation. Instead of breaking flow to hunt through 10 Stack Overflow threads or official docs, Jules pulls the information into your dev environment in context. It's the difference between staying immersed in the work and constantly snapping out of focus. But as useful as these tools sound, the true test of an AI developer isn't in convenience. It's in whether it can actually catch problems before they catch you. And that's where Jules' Critic Agent changes the game. Section 4, Testing, Previews, and the Critic Agent. If you've ever pushed code live and prayed it wouldn't break in production, you'll appreciate what Jules 2.0 brings next. Testing and previews have been supercharged. It now works natively with Playwright for automated browser testing. That means it can validate functionality across multiple environments without you manually spinning up countless sessions or devices. Imagine queuing up a batch of tests, going for coffee, and coming back to clean. Visual reports that catch UI quirks before your users ever see them. Even better, Jules generates visual previews and screenshots. Whether you're shipping a small feature or a full redesign, you can see exactly how it renders before merging. This isn't just for front-end developers, anyone dealing with a UI component benefits. No more embarrassing misalignments slipping past review. But here's the real star, the Critic Agent. This is like having your toughest senior engineer constantly reviewing your work, but without waiting days for human feedback. It uses reinforcement learning to identify not just syntax errors, but inefficiencies, edge cases, and performance bottlenecks. It can point out that a function will slow down under load, or that your loop logic might break when scaling past a certain dataset. Think about how valuable that is. Bugs that normally take weeks or a full customer incident to uncover can be flagged instantly. And Jules doesn't just criticize, it suggests optimizations, often explaining why a change improves performance. For junior devs, it's an incredible learning tool. For seniors, it's like an automated second set of eyes, freeing them from nitpicking and letting them focus on architecture-level problems. And here's the twist. Jules doesn't pretend it can replace an entire dev team. Google's been clear. It's a teammate, not a takeover. You still control the merges. You still get final review. But instead of spending your hours combing through routine pull requests or debugging obvious issues, Jules handles the heavy lifting while you focus on innovation. So now the question becomes, how does this powerhouse integrate with the broader ecosystem? And what's it going to cost to actually use? The answers might surprise you. Section 5, Pricing and Ecosystem. Now let's talk about something most developers are secretly worried about, cost. Because usually when you hear Google's most advanced AI model, full coding assistant, enterprise-grade integration, you brace yourself for a 4-figure subscription. But this is where Jules flips expectations. Jules 2.0 is powered by Gemini 2.5 Pro, Google's most advanced AI model to date. That's what gives it the horsepower to process giant code bases, run multiple tasks in parallel, and keep context without tripping over itself. Normally, access to a model like this would be locked behind expensive enterprise contracts, but Google is rolling Jules out with surprisingly accessible pricing. The basic tier, just $199 a month, bundled with Google One. That gives you 100 gigabytes of cloud storage plus 15 daily tasks and 3 concurrent jobs. For hobbyists and solo devs, that's almost absurdly affordable. Step up to Google AI Pro at $19.99 a month, and you unlock 100 daily tasks with 15 running at the same time, plus higher priority model access. This is where freelancers and small teams start to see serious value. And then there's the Ultra plan at $249.99 a month. That one's for power users and enterprises. 300 daily tasks, 60 concurrent operations, and first priority access to every new model update as Gemini evolves. Now, let's put this in perspective. A single mid-level developer costs a company upwards of $8,000 per month. For the price of a couple takeout dinners, Jules can automate large portions of their workload or amplify their output by 2-3x. That's not just cost savings, that's a competitive advantage. Of course, the catch is that you need a Google account and to be in a region where Gemini 2.5 Pro is supported. Setup, however, is almost laughably simple. Sign in at jules.google.com, link your GitHub repo, choose your default branch, and start assigning tasks. Within minutes, you're running AI-assisted development at scale. But here's the real kicker. Google isn't positioning this against GitHub Copilot or Anthropic Claude. Jules plays in a completely different league, and understanding those differences is the key to knowing why this isn't just another coding toy. It's potentially the beginning of a new era. Section 6. Comparisons and the big picture. So how does Jules 2.0 stack up against the competition? Let's be clear. GitHub Copilot, Claude for Code, Windsurf, they're all powerful in their own lanes. Copilot is brilliant for inline suggestions as you type. Claude is great at structured reasoning across documents. Windsurf's editor tools are slick for lightweight edits. But Jules isn't trying to compete on those fronts. It's doing something fundamentally different. It's not an assistant living inside your IDE. It's a teammate running alongside your entire project. Copilot helps you write faster. Jules helps you ship faster. Think of it this way. Copilot suggests code while you're in the zone. Jules takes on entire tasks asynchronously, running tests, updating dependencies, generating previews, managing PRs, all while you keep building. It's not AI in your editor. It's AI in your workflow. And then there's the Google factor. Deep integration with Google Cloud, Gemini's reasoning power, seamless repo management, built-in task planning. Add Google's infrastructure and scale to the mix, and you're looking at an AI that can grow as fast as your projects do. Here's the irony. Most people still think AI coding tools are some futuristic experiment. But in reality, teams and even solo devs are quietly using these tools to speed up delivery, cut costs, and yes, even generate new income streams on the side. The people who adopt early, they get ahead. The ones who wait, they play catch-up. So the big question is this: will you let Jules be just another shiny tool in your stack, or will you treat it like the transformative teammate it's built to be? Section 7. Conclusion. Here's the bottom line. Jules 2.0 isn't just another AI toy. It's the closest thing we've seen to a real autonomous coding partner, one that can handle grunt work, streamline workflows, and boost output in ways that actually matter in day-to-day development. From pull requests to environment snapshots, automated testing to critic agents, Jules takes all those death-by-a-thousand-cuts tasks that slow teams down and quietly runs them in the background. And it does it while explaining, documenting, and keeping you in control of what goes live. For solo developers, that means building faster, with fewer interruptions. For teams, it means fewer bottlenecks, smoother handoffs, and code quality that stays consistently high without burning reviewer hours. And when you compare the cost to a single engineer's salary, the ROI is almost laughable. Now I'll leave you with this question. Could you see Jules 2.0 replacing part of your current setup? Or does it feel more like a sidekick you'd experiment with before fully trusting? Because like it or not, this wave of AI-powered coding isn't slowing down. The developers who learn to ride it will outpace those who don't. Jules is just the latest proof that the future of coding isn't man versus machine, it's man with machine. So if you want to see how regular people are already using AI to create new income streams without quitting their job or needing deep tech skills, grab my free guide, The AI Income Blueprint. The link's in the description, but fair warning, it won't stay free forever. Thanks for watching. If you got value out of this breakdown, drop a comment and let me know what you think about Jules 2.0. Would you trust an AI like this with your codebase, or is it still too early? Either way, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.